we also saw that with Cheeky Scientists, you guys actually have a program called a PhD CEO program. You know why we bring this up, right? So can you educate us a little bit about this program?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, to give the PhD CEO program, I first need to give a brief background on the Cheeky Scientist itself. So it's a US-based organization, and the vision of this organization is to make 500 of the top Fortune 500 companies be led by the PhDs. So that's the target. So it's because that PhDs are considered normally as the Oompa Loompas of science. So you stay behind the scene, you just do all the research, and businessman will be actually doing those things. But in essence, the PhDs actually are creating all the different sets of innovations, and they're creating new information which was not even there. So no other degree holders or the academic trainees, they don't actually get that kind of information. Now, what happens is PhDs get stuck in the lab, they get into the academia, and they're being like brainwashed that academia is the only way for their future. So they cannot get out of the academia. So the first motto of Cheeky Scientists is to train the PhDs out of the academia to industry. And then the next step is, because they're innovators and they have got lots of ideas, so what we do through the PhD CEO program is like we train them to think like a CEO, how the CEOs think, the executives think, so they can run their own business, form their own business, or they can think like what the board, executive board members actually think in that way. So that's the whole motto. So there is a huge set of curriculum and things which they go through, and after that they gain a certification.
Yeah. So if I can concisely say, it's the interaction of human data, scientific mind, and entrepreneurship. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, I read that right off the website.
Are you pitching for a job with them? Like, that's some good marketing right there.
Well, I need a PhD first before you can allow it.
So whose idea was it, and why did it come about? I mean, you said kind of why the thinking behind it, but who thought of the idea?
For Food and Joy, right? Or
for the Cheeky Scientist.
Okay.
Cheeky Scientist was developed by Dr. Isa Hankel in US, who got really frustrated out of the academia and decided that whatever journey he went through, he didn't want other PhDs to go through the same journey. So then it was like the all hands meet of the PhDs who wants to come out of the academia. So yeah, so I wouldn't say it's a torture cell for PhDs, so but in a way it's like you are dealing with top 1% of the 1% of the population who are fighting with ideas, and it's really deprived of fundings, and the future is not that much good over there, just like what it used to be back.
So you being a PhD holder, I guess you're able to, speak, you're putting your 2 cents as to where you think, the shortage of the training and the shortage of skill set might lie, and say, hey, now that I've done an MBA, I can now boast of this is the requirements to do. So, so now, I guess now thinking about it, going into Food and Joy now. So what happened first? It's like chicken and the egg idea, I'm guessing right now. Is it that your involvement with Cheeky Scientist made you start thinking about